Righty, y'all. Welcome back to Blunt and Honest, where I get torched and talk about what's going on in the world. Today, we're going to talk about the NHL and their discriminatory hiring practices for the All Star Festival. Talk about what Ron DeSantis is doing down in Florida to help fight that, and everything else going woke in the NHL. If you agree with what you see, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you don't, make sure to leave a comment and let's talk about it. See you on the next one. NHL backpedals minority-only qualifications for hockey summit after DeSantis outcry. So the pathway to hockey summit scheduled for February 2nd in Fort Lauderdale was originally only open to female, Black, Asian Pacific Islander, Hispanic, Latino, Indigenous, LGBT, all that, and or disabled registrants. So what they are saying when they say this is if you are a white male, go away. They can't put no white males apply. So they put it like this, that you have to be this instead. So they're just being inclusive. They're not excluding anybody when we know what the reality is. That's just blatant racism. That's all it is. All right. So not again. My brain stopped. I can literally hear the dial up sound in my head. But basically, they're saying no white men. Everybody else, come on in. And now they justify this as saying we want to broaden the horizons and open more people in who aren't necessarily interested in hockey, which I think that's a great business plan. Let's get a whole bunch of people who do not care or like the sport and let's have them working on it. I do not feel like there's any other business where I would have someone just completely disinterested and want that, like, actively go seek them for hire. Now, if someone came in, that'd be a lot different. No, look, I'm not a hockey fan. I don't watch it. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I need a job. I can understand that. But for you to go actively looking for someone saying, hey, I know you could care less, but come work for me, that's a little bit different. But like I said, they justify it by saying here, the pathway to hockey summit is an informational, informational and networking event designed to encourage all individuals to consider a career in our game, and in particular, alert those who might not be familiar with hockey to the opportunities it offers. So again, let's go out and actively find people who could not care less about hockey to come and work doing stuff for hockey. Might just be me. I think I'd rather make it available to them. Make sure, hey, we would encourage you to come out. But if you're interested in hockey, I have a feeling you're going to work a little bit harder, do a little bit more just because you want to do the right thing by the team because you're a fan. I know that's an ignorant way to think about people. Sure, whatever. That's my thoughts on it. But what I agree with is this is Press Secretary Brian Griffin. Discrimination of any sort is not welcome in the state of Florida, and we do not abide by the woke notion that discrimination should be overlooked if applied in a politically popular manner or against a politically unpopular demographic, which is exactly right. It's all this stuff, all this anti-white stuff is still discrimination. All this affirmative action, or we need to push for quotas, or we need diversity, or we need diversity hires, or we need to do this, this, and this to give the pathway. It's still discrimination. No matter what you're doing, if you are excluding a group or if you are making the rules more stringent for a group, it is discrimination. If it is based off of all of those characteristics. And it is just, it's unreal that an organization like the NHL thinks that that's okay to just blast publicly, hey, no white people in this majority white league that we got. And it's not because like I said, there are no barriers to any other people, any other race, or anything like that to entry. All you got to do is be good enough to play. That's the one rule. Oh, wait, you got to be interested in the sport too. That's like, so they're trying to, like I said, the NHL is forcing all, there are a lot of just like Christian males in the NHL that are having to wear rainbow pride jerseys, all in the name of what? Because it's sure as shit, and it's sure as shit not locked in any kind of moral virtue. It's all pandering. We are fighting all discrimination in our schools and our workplaces, and we will fight it in publicly accessible places of meeting or activity. And they call upon the NHL to immediately pull back. And that's and that's right. They've got the transgender league. NHL decided to take it one step further than everybody else and say we're going to make a transgender league where men and women can play against each other in a contact sport. And I think the first game, the big old dude pretending to be a woman hit this little woman pretending to be a guy, and the little woman pretending to be a guy got a concussion. People are going to get hurt, and they sit here and yay, equality. Like, see right here, trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary identity is real. You know how I know that statement is bullshit? Because that would say women are women, men are men. Instead, you have to specifically say trans women are women. So you're telling me that you have to put them into their own category to establish that, but they fit into this category. It's at this point, I may have to stop watching the NHL. I've watched for many, many years, over a decade. I have been a diehard Knights fan. All these towels, these are all playoff game towels that either I or my dad were at. I got the jerseys. I've got Silver Knights stuff. I've got, we've got the bobblehead and the t-shirts and the sweatshirts and the sweatpants. But because of stuff like this, I don't know if I can watch the NHL anymore. You have no business getting into this bullshit. There is no reason. There is, National Hockey League. What do? You got guys that play hockey. Why you feel the need to go in here and do all of this for brownie points from people who do not watch your sport? What, you think they're all of a sudden going to get a whole bunch of hockey fans? Yeah, maybe for about 6 months. Let's see next season. Or are you going to do more pandering next season to try and boost your numbers? Because this isn't okay, because you're going to get people hurt. Trans women are not women. Trans men are not men. That is a fact. Men and women are different. Period. And you're going to get people hurt, and you're going to be this group of racists while you do it. And you're going to sit there with smiles on your faces. Hey, you know what? We got a race problem since mostly white men are interested in hockey. So let's create something that reaches out to others. Let's hate them while we reach out to others. See, that's the thing I don't get. It's very simple to say, hey, we want to open the doorways to all these other people. It's a whole nother thing to say, we want to hold the door open for all these other people while we're kicking old white man in the face. One of them's okay, one's not.